Hello, I'm Julia, and today we're going to talk about how to memorize piano keys and how to find any sound on the piano keyboard easily and quickly. So let's get started. So as you see, the piano keys have two colors, black and white, and black keys are divided into groups. There are groups of 2 black keys and group of 3 black keys. 2, 3, you can play along with me, 2, 3, and so on. We can do the same with our left hand. So the group of 2 black keys, group of 3 black keys, 2, 3, and so on. If we want to find our first sound on the piano, it's gonna be sound named C, and the key named C, which is situated next to a group of 2 black keys. So we find them first, and then we go to the closest neighbor key to the left side, and this is our C key, our C sound. Let's try and find all the C's on the keyboard. So the first thing we do, we find the group of 2 black keys and we go to the closest neighbor key, which is C, another group of 2 black keys and the left neighbor C, group of 2 C, group of 2 C. By the way, the very last key on the keyboard is also a C. This is the edge, the end of the keyboard, and we can go back to the center, finding all the C sounds. We can do the same thing with our left hand, starting from the center and going down, which means to the left. We find group of 2 black keys and find C, going down, C, C, again group of 2 black keys and C. Let's go back to the center. Okay, great. So the first step was to find the middle C, the main key from which we can get acquainted with another sounds. The musical alphabet is a little bit different to the one you're used to. So we start from C, the next key will be called D, next one is E, F, G, and after that we do not have H. The next one will be A, like in the beginning of the alphabet, B, and again C. We already know this key because it's right to the left from the group of 2 black keys. So once again, let's try together. You press with me C and pronounce with me also D, E, F, G, A, B, and C again. You can stop and rewatch this part of the video so you can learn this upward progression. As soon as you will learn how all these keys are called, you can call them in opposite direction, starting from the top, C, and going back down, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. It's very important so you don't start the next exercise before you get comfortable with the previous one. So if you learned the upward progression, you can start learning downward progression, trying to memorize how these sounds appear one after another. Okay, the next exercise for memorizing the keys will be a little bit easier than the previous one. If we try to find the key F, we start from the C D, E, F. So we find the F starting counting from the C. But this is a very long process, so I propose you to notice that the F is situated right next to the group of 3 black keys. So we can find the F by not counting from the C every single time, but just from finding the group of 3 black keys and going to the left neighbor key. So let's do the exercise and find all the F's on the keyboard, starting from the center also and going up. F, group of 3 black keys, and F, group of 3 black keys, F, F. And let's go back down. F, F. The same with the left hand. Let's find the F from the center, group of 3 black keys, and the left neighbor key. F, F. And going back to center. It's very important so you can memorize not only the location of the C, but the location of other keys also, so you don't need to count every time from the C, because some of them are quite far away from this sound. Okay, the next exercise is containing the neighbor sounds of the sounds that we know. Okay, we know that the C is situated here, next to the group of 2 black keys. Let's see what is next to it. To the left side, it's B. To the right side is D. So let's play this exercise. Middle C, left neighbor B, right neighbor D. And again, middle C, B, D, C. Once again, C, B, D, C. The same exercise we can do with the F. Remember, where is the F? We find the group of 3 black keys, we find the F, we press F, then the left neighbor, which is E, the right neighbor, G, and the F again. Let's do it together. F, E, G, F. Once again. E, G, F. So as you see, we found already 6 sounds. C with 2 neighbors and F with 2 neighbors. And there is only one key that we didn't use yet. This is A. It's situated here. So if I ask you to find the B, you remember that the B is the left neighbor of C. So we find C and go to the left neighbor, which is B. If I ask you to find G, you remember that G is the right neighbor of F. So we find F next to group of 3 and the right neighbor, G. So as you see, you don't need to count every time from the C to find the sound that you need. And the last exercise I'm going to introduce you to contains skipping the neighbors, which means we start from the C and then we go up skipping the next key. We go to the E, skip the key and we go to G. One more jump, B, one more, D, keep going, F, A, and C. When we found our familiar key, we can go down. C, also skip the left neighbor, going down. A, skipping one, F, D, B, G, E, C. It's very important when you press the keys, you call them at the same time. You call their names. It will help you to coordinate your knowledge with your practice. So let's do it once again, a little bit faster. C, E, G, B, D, F, A, C, and going back down. C, A, F, D, B, G, E, C. Okay, great. Of course, you don't need to do all these exercises at a time. You can choose one exercise for one practice session, but please don't do the next exercise, more difficult exercise, before you get confident in the previous one. Well, we didn't talk about black keys today, about their names, so I hope I will dedicate to them another video. If you have any questions about today's lesson, you can write me down in the comments. I'll be happy to help you. So if you will do these exercises regularly, I'm sure you'll get much more confident and familiar with the piano keyboard, and you will find any sound that you need very quickly. I wish you good luck with your practice, and if you want to book my online piano lesson, you can write to me by any of those links below the video. Thanks for watching, and see you in my next videos. Bye!